Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Blessed Self, Adorations. Shubh Mangalmay Ganesh Chaturthi. Divine blessings to each one of you on this special auspicious day of Lord Ganesha. May all obstacles be removed from each one's life, and may all be auspicious. Katha Upanishad, translated into English, The Mystery of the Soul, by Pujya Gurudev, Pujya Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj of Yoga Research Foundation, Miami, Florida. Our humble Sashtang pranams at the holy lotus feet of Pujya Gurudev, and at the lotus feet of all saints and sages, our pranams. Katha Upanishad, mantra number 24, day 29. So number 23 was ended with, he who is endowed with discrimination, dispassion, control of mind and senses, and burning aspiration for self-realization is indeed chosen by the self. So when we say listen to your inner self, listen to your inner being, so Lord, through the core of your heart, your inner being, yourself, talks to you. So in silence, listen to that, those whispers. And those are special messages. When we say, you hear so many, what does your heart say? So this is what it is. Yourself is speaking at that time. So, but we have to be very careful to understand, is it your ego speaking, or is it the self, egoless self, the Lord speaking to you through the self? So if it is egoistic whispers, then that is not what we are talking about here. It is about the positive feelings, positive thoughts. So, but one who is not endowed with these qualities cannot realize the self. This is explained in the following mantra, and this following mantra is number 24. This self cannot be acquired by one who has not turned away from evil conduct, nor by one who is restless, nor by one who has no control over his senses and mind, and whose mind is lacking peace. Even though endowed with a powerful intellect, he cannot realize the self. So understand this. This is very important. That is why we talk about controlling your senses, controlling your ego. those who have the ability, enough knowledge to be able to discriminate between good and bad, those who have dispassion, no longer wants or likes the outer world enjoyment, control of mind and senses, and burning aspiration for self-realization. So you can be very, very, very bright, very smart, very knowledgeable, can memorize so many shlokas, can be very, very smart. That's what it says here, acquire knowledge. Like even though endowed with a powerful intellect, but if you do not also develop these other qualities, controlling of senses and dispassion and controlling of mind, all these things, if you don't have those qualities as well with the intellectual knowledge, then just the powerful intellect or intellectual knowledge does not help. Just with that, one cannot realize the self. This is not me saying. This is Lord Yama saying, telling who? Telling Nachiketas that the self cannot be acquired by one who has not turned away from evil conduct, nor by one who is restless. Like you cannot sit still. If you can't sit still, you can't do meditation. You cannot go inwards. You cannot do soul search because your mind is jumping up and down like the monkey. They call it monkey mind. You sit there, maybe you can sit still, but your mind is jumping up and down. I have to do this, I have to do that. Did I do this? Did I do that? Oh, what did he say? What did she say? What does that look like? Oh, today I'm going to eat this. So your mind is everywhere. So where is the meditation? You may be appearing as sitting in meditation, but only Lord knows the mind stuff inside, and you know what your mind is doing. And anyways, the meditation is not for anyone else, it's for you. So you yourself have to be honest with your own self and try your best so that you do not jump here and there mentally. So this is what it is, mantra number 24. The mere development, so again further explanation that is broken down by Gurudev is that the mere development of intellectual capacity is not enough. The intellectual development enables one to acquire knowledge pertaining to the relative world. It enables one to be a scholar or a professor or an adept in some science or art, but it cannot lead to self-realization. So it's very clear here. Your job, your knowledge, your ability to chant many shlokas, many scriptures without looking at it, all these are good, but then only that does not lead one to self-realization. You have to have all other qualities as mentioned before. One must be endowed with an intellect that is free from the pressure of subconscious complexes. An intellect that has been rendered subtle and intuitive by the practice of meditation and inquiry, like who am I, where am I going? All these are the inquiries, deep inquiries. So it is such an intellect alone that can lead one to self-realization. So I'll read this again, the second portion. It's just actually the whole paragraph. One must be endowed with an intellect, buddhi, that is free from pressure of subconscious complexes. That means that your greed, your other complexes, the senses, your mind, all these, you should not have any pressure from there. That means, as I was explaining, that you sit there, but your mind is jumping up and down. You are thinking of food, you are thinking of your work, you are thinking of some shopping, you're thinking of a party, or your mind, you don't want to, but your mind keeps doing. So you have to tame your mind also. So a good practice is also, if that continuously happens to you, keep practicing, keep trying. Even if you are totally not successful that day, your mind was not still, you still practice it. Next day again. Soon your brain gets used to it. Your brain learns to be quiet because you keep forcing it, you keep trying it. And also you are able to do meditation and inquiry. So then it says there should not be a pressure from subconscious complexes, an intellect that has been rendered subtle and intuitive. So you get connected to the Lord very quickly, and it is very subtle, not jumping here and there, very fine, you hear those subtle voices, but it gets disturbed very quickly also. And intuitive by practice of meditation and inquiry. It is such, so this, when you are able to do the first part that we just read, if you are able to practice that, so remember, bookish knowledge is not enough. You should be able to practice it also practically. So you can slip. It can be good for a while, then all of a sudden you lose it and it happens again. So it's okay. But what is not okay is that because you lost it, you don't want to do it again. No, you lost it, it's okay, but do it again. Not the same day, every day. If you have chosen to do it, to sit still for 10 minutes every day for say 2 weeks, so continue every day. If you can do it at the same time, same position, same place, even much better. But if something happens, you are unable to do it at the same time, it's okay. Allocate another time for that day and do it. So keep sitting 10 minutes and concentrating. Keep trying and it will come. It will happen automatically very soon. But you have to be honest with your own self. Consistency is very important. So one must be endowed with peace and harmony within oneself in order to realize the self. Unless you dive deep into your inner core, and unless you have that peace within, without that shanti, without that bliss internally, no matter what's happening outside, it's just like brushing it away. And river keeps flowing. So your inner being must be still like the deep ocean internally. On top, the river may be very rough, the sea may be very rough, but deep down, where there is depth, even the rivers where there is depth, it's still very still, deep down. ocean, same way, waves are on top, up and down, big or small. But the deeper you go, the more stillness there is. Same way, the deeper you go within, the more stillness you get inside. So that internal bliss. So one must be endowed with peace and harmony within oneself in order to realize the self. All vices must be properly removed by the force of dispassion and understanding. So this is very important here. We keep striving. You slip, get up again and try again. That's the way to go. No one is perfect. Some things can happen. You can go wrong. Sometimes you just slip by. It's okay to realize that you've made a mistake. Ask for forgiveness to your own self and to God and say, I have to move on. And Lord will definitely forgive you. If you keep making the same mistake knowingly, then that is not good. That is not right. So we'll continue with mantra number 25 today, and then we will end section 2. So mantra number 25. Who knows the self as it is? The Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are its food, and that is, as it were, its condiment. So this is Lord Yama saying, let's see what Gurudev explains. He says, the glory of the self is great. Through intuition alone, the self can be known. So that is why it's so important to meditate, so important to do karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, and dhyana yoga. All these are so important because it leads you to intuition. Your inner self gets connected to the eternal self. And it happens so rapidly, automatically, and you get into samadhi, even if you sit for 5 minutes. And you'll see that stillness comes right away. You are no longer like it was before at the beginning. When you were a beginner, you'll see slowly you will get so good. No struggle. You just sit and in seconds you get connected. And your inner being is connected so well that your intuition becomes better and better and better. So he says, who knows the self as it is? Through intuition alone the self can be known, not by mere intellection. So intellect does not take you there, but intuition does. The self is the devourer of all. Death, who kills all, is eaten by the self as a relish. So the self takes away the death. Anyways, the self remains. It does not die, but other things can die because they are temporary. In other words, the self is beyond the sway of death. The self is deathless and immortal. All names and forms must merge in the self. That's why it says eaten by the self as relish. The self takes everything in except for the body. The self destroys all beings in their physical and astral bodies through the agency of death. So the astral, however, all the karmas go with the soul. But one who knows the self rises above all bodies. He goes beyond the realm of change and death, and thus he becomes immortal. So this is what self-realization is, that even while you are in this physical embodiment, like our Guru, he is self-realized already. You rise above the physical body. You'll still get, if you get hurt, there will be pain, all those, but how much do you bear? How much can you bear the pain? Are you complaining and complaining? Or are you angry with what happened? If you are able to bear the pain, then you are on the right path. But you can talk to God. You can surrender to God, because He knows what you are going through. So the self destroys all beings in their physical and astral bodies. Eventually the astral body too goes away. It has to be purged through the agency of death. But one who knows the self rises above all bodies. He goes beyond the realm of change and death, and thus he becomes immortal. So this ends the second section of the first chapter of Katha Upanishad. And we will move on to chapter 1, section 3 in our next session, and that will be mantra 1. So whenever you start a new section, you have to, if it's satsang like this going on, then you read a little bit of the other portion, so that is about continuity. So mantra number 1, section 3 of chapter 1 is: in the ether of the heart, in the dwelling palace of the Supreme Being, there abide the two who enjoy the truth. These two are different, like light and shade. Thus has been declared by the knowers of Brahman, and also by those who are performers of the Nachiketa's fire. So the two who enjoy the truth of the indwelling Supreme Being in the ether of the heart, like the light and the shade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta lokaha sukhino bhavantu. Om Sarvesham Swastirбхавту, Sarvesham Shantirbhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Divine love, light, peace, prosperity, auspiciousness on this Ganesh Chaturthi and forever. Bliss, may all be auspicious, may all be healthy, may all be great. This is Swami Lalita Priyananda from Sacramento, California. Hari Om Tat Sat.